American Mexican Gunslinger. Today I got something special to talk about. You want to pick an AK or an AR-15, or you can choose both of them if you want. But we're going to talk about what's the difference between both of these rifles, you guys. Yes, there are some AKs that fire 5.56 and 223. There are some AKs that fire 9mm. There's some AKs that fire 5.45 by 39. So there's different tons of options. Same thing with an AR-15. These are like the most robust rifles in the world. You know, you guys can put whatever upper you want and just let it rip. You know what I'm saying? So we're going to talk about some differences between these two and which one would you want to pick. But we're just going to talk about the classics, the 5.56 and the 7.62 by 39. Let's start off with the AK. A lot of people would want to get an AK first, well, because of the movies and all these other things that are going on in the war, you know, because this is a very battle-proven rifle, you guys. If you guys can see, it shoots a 7.62 by 39, and majority of the time these rounds are going to be steel-cased ammunition. Yep, it's not loaded. I just like that sound, don't you? It's just a beautiful sound. But like I said, this rifle was a very battle-proven rifle. Not this one specifically, but the AK itself. And a lot of countries around the world, they built these like mad. They build them like crazy fast, you know. And it's just overall very powerful, you guys. Like back in the Afghanistan war and Iraq, some soldiers literally gave up their M16s just so they can hold this instead, you guys. So that tells you a lot. Probably because the ammo availability was more scarce for this rifle compared to the 7.62 by 39, which they had crates and crates and crates and crates just laying around. So it was easier for US soldiers just to battle pick up this rifle and to get it going, you guys. And it's a very devastating round, honestly. It's more devastating than the 5.56 in my opinion. It's a big old 30 caliber hole, especially if you got some hollow points with a 30 caliber. Oh man, that 7.62 by 39 will do some damage, you guys. It will rip some holes through people. So I picked this up, like I said, it was for $1,000. It was a Century Arms Visca Trooper Edition, and it comes in different varieties, you guys. You can add a foldable stock if you would like. You can change the top rail to have a rail, so you can add optics. You can change the handguards to wherever you want, so you can have a foregrip. You guys, there's so many things you can do with this rifle, like even changing the pistol grip, which I did. I added this Magpul grip on it. It's a very, very awesome grip. I like it more than the traditional grip it came with. So yeah, you guys, there's a lot of things you can do with this AK. Not just like the AR-15, but it's going to cost a little bit more than the AR-15, you guys. And the parts are kind of not too available, and they're expensive. So for an AK, guys, even building one is pretty tough, you guys. It's really, really tough. Probably not tough for the AK guy like Brandon Herrera, but like for us little civilians who don't know that much about AKs, it will be really tough to build one, you guys. So you just have to get the parts kits and do your best to try to build one. You know what I'm saying? But in overall, the AK is a very decent rifle, and it's a very solid choice in my opinion. Now, the AR-15. Like this one, I said I built it when I turned 18, so it was very easy for me to build it, even with no experience, you guys. So at the time, I knew very little about building rifles, but this is an AR-15 chambered in 5.56 with 223, and this is a very decent rifle to begin with. When you buy it, it already comes with the top rail, and yes, some of them don't have handguards with rails on it, but this one specifically does. So you can mount whatever optic, laser, hand grip, potato, whatever you want on it. It doesn't really matter. But as you guys can see, this one's chambered in 5.56 or 223. And yes, it holds 30 rounds, the same as an AK. But what I think about AR-15s is they're more, how you say, ambidextrous. They're more capable of making different types of platforms, you guys. So you can also build an AR-15 7.62 by 39, 300 blackout. Man, there's a lot of 6.5 Grandil. There's a lot of different varieties and calibers. Even 22, you guys. Even 22. So even with this 5.56 barrel, you can add a CMMG 22 kit on it, and you can put a 22 magazine and fire 22s all day. Because the 22 is the same diameter as a 5.56 or 223, because they just shoot 22 size holes compared to 30 caliber AK-47. But yeah, you guys, you can't go wrong with either rifle. But I would say that the AR-15 is far more universal than the AK. The reason why is you can convert it to whatever you want, you guys. You can build them however you like. And with the AK, it's kind of difficult, especially people who don't really understand AKs. But with an AR-15, it's just a lot more easier, more simpler, guys. It's just like I said, a Lego. While with the AK, it's kind of like putting the car back together. You know what I'm saying? But there's probably people out there that have experience with the AK, but the AR-15 is one of the most popular rifles in the United States of America. They even like in Afghanistan and them, like they would take like U.S. soldiers' rifles as war trophies, you guys, and I'm pretty sure they're still out there, but it's just crazy because to them it was new technology compared to the AK, because the AK was like made around the 1950s or 1940s, around there. And AR-15 was coming around the 1960s, so it was relatively new design, you know. So yeah, you guys, that's my little rant about choosing whatever AR-15 or AK you want. You can't go wrong with both of them, you guys. They're really great rifles, but in my opinion, if you're a first time, you know, wanting to get into rifles like AR-15, AK, I would choose the AR-15. The reason why, parts are more available here, it's less expensive, and it's a lot easier to build compared to the AK, because the AK usually you have to buy them already made, you guys. Like this Century Arms Visca Trooper, I had to buy it already made, so it's a little bit more harder to build an AK compared to an AR-15. So yeah, you guys, you can choose best of both worlds, or you can choose either one, but none of them are wrong. There's no wrong answer here. They're both great rifles. They will get the job done, and in the end, they will leave a hole in your bad guy. You know what I'm saying? The only thing I like about the AK is you can actually go hunting with it, because it's a 30 caliber bullet. You know what I'm saying? With some states, they don't allow 22 rounds or 22 size rounds to be fired towards deer or an elk and stuff. So that's why I kind of prefer the AK a little bit more, because it will drop anything like a sack of potatoes, you guys. Like this gun it's just been through so many battlefields. It's been in wars, you know, and it's been relatively the most reliable rifle in the world compared to the AR-15. Because in Vietnam, those soldiers were getting so much hiccups, and they were actually shooting over Vietnamese soldiers because they thought that they would have to compensate for bullet drop, and they were using a varmint round inside a jungle. So the Vietnamese had more firepower because it was a 30 caliber. Basically, it's just a brush gun, you know. To them, it was like their brush gun. So it would go through those freaking bushes and trees like no tomorrow, you guys, compared to the 5.56. Because these varmint rounds are just meant to kill small animals, you guys. Well, this, on the other hand, yeah, it's to take down two-legged critter. You know what I'm saying? So just be aware of that, you guys. And of course, the AK is going to have a little bit more recoil than the AR-15. But that's my rant, you guys. Choose either one, you'll be happy, you guys. Thank you guys for watching. I'm American Mexican Gunslinger. Make a good decision out there. I'll see you around. And this 15-round magazine seems to be working like a boss, guys.